feeling a bit nostalgic about leaving one day.
Rumour has it there's a secret passage leading to Hogsmeade, but I haven't found it. Probably for the best. I'd be at the Three Broomsticks all day.
Muggle school is so dull compared to Hogwarts. I'd imagine. Never been to a Muggle school myself.
Wish I could sneak into the other common rooms, just for an hour or so.
I shrugged my mother once. I did. Don't give me that look. You weren't there.
Bravery runs in my family. I've never even cried. Even when my brother put a Grindylow in my bed. Possibly a bit of crying, but no tears.
I can't believe she's seen a Thestral. And why should I be impressed anyway? Anyone can find a dead person to look at. She's a little liar.
You're brave though, aren't you? I've seen you in herbology. You're a conqueror with those mandrakes.
I tried a knee reversal hex on that small Hufflepuff. I found it rather boring, although, in all fairness, it only partially worked, which did look awfully strange. Do you think Elizabeth would like a fanged geranium? They're beautiful and terrifying, a bit like her.
Perhaps you can meet me after herbology and show me how I'm supposed to do that thing with the soil? I'm sure Garlic wouldn't mind us going to one of the greenhouses to practice.
I think Garlic puts that venomous tentacular near us deliberately. She does. You see next time.
Can you eat a Chinese chomping cabbage? Not that I'm going to find out, mind you.
Thought I'd impress Garlic by showing her my Mimbleless Mimbletonia. Squirted stink sap all over myself.
I'd never have a harsh word to say about Hogwarts. I, for one, could stay here forever. Better than where I'm from.
I can't seem to master the Wiggenweld potion. Perhaps my stirring technique's a bit off.
As a Muggle boy, I used to feel I had a lot of work to do if I wanted to catch up to the other students. Now I realise that no particular group of wizards has the monopoly on skill.
I say, teach me everything going. In fact, if Hecate doesn't hurry up and teach me the Imperious Curse, I swear I shall get on that train and go home.
I heard that Professor Binns died one night and showed up to class the next morning as if nothing had happened. I don't think he even knows he's a ghost.
Nothing to be learned at Hogwarts that one cannot learn out in the world. Of course, there's something to be said for eating the house elf's quince pie whilst learning.
I just wish they'd hurry up and assign the essay on werewolves. When are we getting to that?
I heard some chatting in a girl's lavatory about boomslang skin. Do you think they're looking to brew a polyjuice?
nothing worse than students practicing jinxes on each other in the common room. Can't take a step for fear of having your legs turn to jelly.
Wish our common room was bigger. I can never find enough space to spread out my star charts.
I try to imagine the great witches and wizards of the past who once sat in the same chairs as we now get to sit in the common room. Most inspiring.
Let's be sure we make some time to study later then. The common room's a bit rowdy of late, so I've taken to using the library.
While I remember, don't forget to give me that book on ancient runes. Or in case I don't see you...
I know what you mean.
My older sister came here. Said she carved her initials into the fireplace of our common room. But I think she made it up.
Revelio. 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 how these professors look at your clothes. Black looks at me like I'm a pauper. I swear the man thinks I have fleas. Wonder how well our professors did when they were students. Can't all have been top of their class, can they? Gives me some hope to think of, at least. Professor Hecat...
I find if I try to look attentive in potions, it seems to keep sharp off my back. It works quite well unless he asks me a question, and then it's not really a good plan at all. Overall, I probably wouldn't recommend it.
Have you ever had a coffin? I didn't think it was possible. And then one minute I was stirring, and the next I was swimming in wolfsbane potion. Sharp almost threw his wand at me, I swear. Turned out I just spilled my flask. It was my fault.
I suppose I'd be curious about the beautification potion. What? Not for me, no. For a friend of mine. Don't be stupid.
Is it possible to become an aura and not excel in potions? I think so, wouldn't you? It's all about demeanor, really, isn't it? Being an aura. Having a commanding stature. I think I shall be a force to be reckoned with. Well, Madame Kagawa said she's never seen anyone with such form on a broom. She even had the rest of the class watch me to see how it's done.
Obviously, Hogwarts is the best wizarding school in the world. Everybody knows that. Of course we're going to be the best at magic.
I once flew to Ipswich and back. Yes, I did. Don't look at me like that. I've seen all the malls. Every one of them. They all look the same.
If anyone needs help with an essay or a sum, I don't mind lending a hand. I wrote 2 inches for bins yesterday while I was eating my lunch.
Try riding a hippogriff. You'll soon learn that Kagawa's techniques are lacking practical uses.
The people I feel sorry for are the ones who don't receive any owls. Poor things. Have you seen their little faces at the table?
I bet Black could tell a few tales about his days at Hogwarts. When he was a student, I mean.
I'd been collecting Chispapple fangs the entire term. Then I thought I'd be clever and simply keep a few Chispapples.
All I have at home are brothers. I thought sharing a room with girls would be tidier. Clearly I was wrong. Thank goodness for the scouring charm.
My father said he used to hide his schoolwork under his bed.
Some of us are tidier than others, though, aren't we? You don't have to look far to know who the disgrace is in our dormitory.
Our dorm's atrocious. I do wish people would clean up after themselves once in a while. A Bunderman destroyed my homework last night. And it was potions. If I transfigure my poor Toad into a goblin one more time, I think he's going to insist he stay that way.
The only place I'm able to concentrate is in the library. It's also somewhat exciting waiting for the inevitable breach of silence.
Professor Howard's going to quiz us on rare water beasts next week. Can't wait to tell her I actually saw a Kelpian island over the summer.
Well, I've yet to understand how one is expected to do the homework for Bin's class, since that would require staying awake for it.
It all baffles me. Take Moonstone. Whoever came up with using Moonstone in a potion?
I'd spend all day in the Great Hall if I could. It's always so warm and lively.
My friends and I like to spend our evenings watching the sunset from the Quidditch pitch. That's all the pitch is good for this year, sadly.
Gardens at Hogwarts are impressive. Do you think Garlic maintains them? With the help of house elves, obviously.
I was trapped on the grand staircase for an hour the other day waiting for it to move. Sharp didn't believe me when I told him why I was late.
Do you find yourself taking certain ways to class based on the portraits you pass? I do. Some are much better conversationalists than others.
Professor Weasley's already preparing me to take my Transfiguration NEWT.
I managed to conjure a hedgehog once, but it disappeared after a few minutes. Shame.
If I can just stop vanishing my notes when practicing Evanesco, I think I can get an O in my Transfiguration OWL this year.
My mother adored Transfiguration when she was in school. I'm sure she's disappointed that I'm so terrible at it.
Professor Weasley is a marvellous teacher. Never requires us to write more inches of parchment on a topic than necessary.
I used to like Transfiguration, but now it seems to be getting awfully complicated.
I rather enjoy Transfiguration myself. The complexity, the precise nature of it, truly something to be admired.
My cousin was transfigured into a mouse by an older bully last year. Took hours to get her to come out from under the bed.
I heard some chatting in the girls' lavatory about boomslang skin. Do you think they're looking to brew a polyjuice potion? Oh, what if they already brewed it? And Sharp's actually that Hufflepuff girl with the long arms.
I wish we didn't have to use a dagger in potions. I'm not the least bit comfortable with it. Crush with the flat side of the dagger. It's most untoward if you ask me. The thing's lethal. I feel I'd be safer if I were being schooled by Rookwood.
I find if I try to look attentive in potions, it seems to keep Sharp off my back. It works quite well unless he asks me a question, and then it's not really a good plan at all. Overall, I probably wouldn't recommend it.
Have you ever had a cauldron leak? I didn't think it was possible. And then one minute, I was stirring, and the next, I was swimming in wolfsbane potion. Sharp almost threw his wand at me, I swear. Turned out, I just spilled my flask. It wasn't my fault.
I suppose I'd be curious about a beautification potion. What? Not for me, Moonmind. For a friend of mine. Don't be stupid.
Is it possible to become an aura and not excel in potions? I think so, wouldn't you? It's all about demeanor, really, isn't it? Being an aura. Having a commanding stature. I think I shall be a force to be reckoned with.
I'd like to open a shop in Hogsmeade myself one day. Glad Rags could do with some competition.
When I'm in Hogsmeade, I always pay a visit to Dogweed and Deathcap. Although Madam Green can be a little fiery sometimes, so you definitely want to stay on her good side.
Harry Pippin certainly steered me right with that wound cleaning potion. His potion shop's better than you'd find in London, I reckon.
I'd love to have a house in one of the nearby hamlets. Imagine being able to pop into Hogsmeade for a butterbeer whenever you wanted.
Did you get your Bissaroon from Pippin's, or did you pick it yourself? I'm desperately in need of some.
Augustus Hill just wants you to buy something, though. He's always talking his game. And then look at his face if you don't buy something. He's like a child with an empty pillowcase on Christmas morn. I hope to have an owl of my own one day.
I used to write to my parents every week. Now I can't remember the last time I sent them an owl. Wonder if they know I'm still alive.
My family's owl is getting too old. Half of the letters end up in the local pond.
So many letters arrive every day, and none of them is ever for me.
I can't imagine receiving a howler, especially in front of the whole school during a feast.
Do all of the professors have their own owls? I imagine they must send a lot of letters. Likely to the ministry.
Once, my sister sent me a howler simply because I brought one of her scarves to school with me. She never even wears it.
Wish I brought the pet owl to school. Don't misunderstand, I adore my toad. At least somewhat. Don't suppose you want a toad?
It's tradition in my family to play a game of Quidditch on the moors during the holidays.
I hadn't met any of my cousins until I came to Hogwarts, and found out we were sorted into the same house.
Never a dull moment when I go home for the holidays. Last year, my mother swore she heard a banshee. She couldn't sleep for fear that one of us was doomed.
This is the first year my siblings and I are all at Hogwarts together.
Our poor mother doesn't know what to do with her time, so she knits. Sends us each a new jumper every week.
I adore playing wizard chess with my siblings. A bit violent, but Father says it's a good way to get out our frustrations.
Black noticed the scuff on his shoe the other day and would not take another step until a house elf polished it away for him. Horrid man.
I don't think a single student likes Professor Black. They may pretend to like him, but they don't.
How much longer do you think Black will be headmaster? I have family in America. Wonder if I could transfer to Ilvermorny and come back when he's gone.
Black only looks out for the purebloods. He couldn't care less about the rest of us.
Good thing Professor Weasley takes her role seriously, since Black clearly has no interest in his.
Don't know why the common rooms all have secret ways of entering. Who wants to go into someone else's common room anyway? We were sorted for a reason.
I like sitting around the fire in the common room after a long day, especially if we've had potions. Much cozier than the Great Hall.
My great aunt was a Hufflepuff. She says it's the best common room on account of it being so quiet, compared to the others, I mean.
I'd imagine the Hufflepuff common room smells the most delicious on account of it being so close to the kitchens.
That poor first year trying to get into the Gryffindor common room. I swear the fat lady was having them on. Poor thing, had to wait till the next day.
Yes, but if we had a round of gobstones in the common room, it'd save us catching cold outside.
People are always fussing about it like someone was trying to come up with some sort of pepper hex the other day.
You can always tell the first year Hufflepuffs reek of vinegar.
Someone's parents sent homemade cauldron cakes, and they shared them in the common room. I think they mistook salt for sugar, mind you. Half-eaten cakes everywhere for days they were.
I haven't been feeling myself at all. I'd swear someone put Glumbumble treacle in my tea.
I was distracted by Peeves and ran face first into Adelaide Oaks the other day. Our books went flying. I think it made Peeves' entire week.
And why is she always holding his hand? I've seen them.
I'm uncomfortable with the size of my legs. Well, you were asking the other day, so I'm telling you.
I was trapped on the grand staircase once. Every time I tried to step off, it moved again. Still haven't lived that down.
Well, my father naturally assumed I'd be a strong seeker just like you. I say thank Merlin, Quidditch was cancelled.
I dropped one of the crystal balls in divination. Shattered everywhere. I was mortified. I will say that Professor and I seemed much calmer than I expected. Still, not ideal. Personally, I think if the thing you're best at is herbology, it means you're soft-hearted.
Why won't she just let us use gillyweed? What's the point of even learning about herbology if we can't get ourselves into some trouble with gillyweed? If I haven't personally met a mermaid by the end of term, I can tell you I shan't be happy.
Can't seem to get the smell of dragon dung out of my robes after that last herbology class. Suppose it's better than stink sap, but not by much.
Going to harvest some knotgrass from the greenhouses today. Did you know that it's used in Polyjuice potion? I think it has something to do with being tied to another person.
I'm not looking forward at all to learning about the Snoggler. There's a reason that thing has thorns. When Howin said draw a Thestral, how was I to know you don't draw it next to a dead body?
Shark caught me making faces behind his back. It was awful. Not to mention losing so many house points.
Try working with a wand that's been passed
been feeling myself at all. I'd swear someone put Glumbumble treacle in my tea.
I was distracted by Peeves and ran face first into Adelaide Oaks the other day. Our books went flying. I think it made Peeves' entire week.
And why is she always holding his hand? I've seen them.
I'm uncomfortable with the size of my legs. Well, you were asking the other day, so I'm telling you.
I was trapped on the grand staircase block. Every time I tried to step off, it moved again. Still haven't lived that down. I'm saving up for a new broom. Reckon I'll be going for the U-Weaver, or possibly the Silver Arrow. Albie Weeks says he'll give me a good price on it too.
I'd like to open a shop in Hogsmeade myself one day. Glad Rags could do with some competition.
I prefer the three broomsticks to the hogshead. Sirona's a much better conversationalist than Jasper Trout.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test. This way. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore.
Revelio.
I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Why don't you cast Revelio on this bust and see what details the field guide can provide?
Revelio.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle. No time to waste. You've classes to attend.
Revelio. Revelio.
Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall. And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from
Revelio.
Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
I always feel quite safe in Hogsmeade. It's true.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become Auras. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more.
Exploring ruins? Well, I presume Professor Fig has his reasons for keeping the details to himself for now. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about exploring ruins?
She caught me off guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look. The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Got called on to read out loud in History of Magic the other day. Stumbled over all the words. I think I even bored bins. That's saying something.
But my father worked at the ministry, so obviously we're an important family.
My father once nearly died in the fire of a streeler, so I'd say that beats working at the ministry any day.
What's to say one family's more important than another? I mean, surely it's who has the most money.
You can't possibly think that. That would mean any half-blood with wealth is more important than the pure blood.
That would be ridiculous.
I suppose you're right. Except...
Except what? You've not got another one of your notions about some heroic muggle, have you?
Well, some of them do amass quite a bit of wealth on their own, you know.
Well, so do Nifflers. Doesn't mean we should round them up and give them a vaulted Gringotts. My father once nearly died of a Niffler scratch. Went very septic, it did.
Is there anything your father didn't nearly die of?
Perhaps he's an animagus, and he's a cat, and he's got...
9 lives?
I dropped one of the crystal balls in divination. Shattered everywhere. I was mortified. I will say that Professor and I seemed much calmer than I expected. Still, not ideal.
All I can say is, don't look inside my notebooks.
Wish I could see what Hogwarts looks like to muggles. Bet it's terrifying.
Why would Slytherin put his common room in the dungeons? So dreary. Perhaps that's the point.
I wonder how we'd get into Black's office. Not that I'd want to go in, mind you. Well, not if he's there.
I haven't been down to the boat since arriving in my first year. Perhaps I'll pay a visit.
Have you ever seen a professor outside the castle? I find it jarring to see someone like Professor Weasley at the Three Broomsticks.
Hogwarts is a second home to me. Feeling a bit nostalgic about leaving one day.
Rumour has it there's a secret passage leading to Hogsmeade, but I haven't found it. Probably for the best. I'd be at the Three Broomsticks all day.
My favourite room in the school is the library. It always smells of fresh parchment.
Wish I could sneak into the other common rooms, just for an hour or so.
I love switching spells. Swapped my brother's treacle tart for a fish pie once. He still won't eat around me.
Professor Weasley's easily my favourite. Her wand work is exquisite.
A Beginner's Guide to Transfiguration was Miney's favourite textbook. I cannot seem to wrap my head around the subject.
I tried to transfigure my parchment into a blanket. Once until now. Would have been fine if I hadn't caught fire.
Human transfiguration is dangerous. Charlotte Morrison had to go to the hospital wing last year. Got stuck with fox ears. Improvement, I thought.
My brother caused a lot of trouble in Professor Weasley's class when he was at school. He'd idly wave his wand whilst daydreaming and transfigure someone's book into a beetle.
I wonder what animal I'd be if I was an animagus. Wouldn't mind being a cat. Or an orumpent.
Why would I want to hear what you're good at?
When I fell off my broom and broke 6 bones, they said they'd never seen me.
I've learned almost all of the Goblin Rebellions off by heart. You can test me. Go on, test me.
I shrugged my money once. I did. Don't give me that look. You weren't there.
I think it's a sign when you're best at something. Take me, for example. Hackett said I'd make a wonderful aura. Imagine.
Tried to summon the pepper at dinner last week and dropped pudding into our prefect's lab. Not sure who felt it more, me or her.
When someone says something nice to you, it's only because they want something.
I switched the writing ink with Fobberwell fingers. I thought it to be funny, and it was. To me.
Did you see Claire's hair today? She tried a colour-changing charm on it, and it's essentially the colour of dragon dung.
I haven't been feeling myself at all. I'd swear someone put Glumbumble treacle in my tea.
Got called on to read out loud in History of Magic the other day. Stumbled over all the words. I think I even bored bins. That's saying something.
Accidentally levitated Professor Ronan's sandwich once.
Oh!
And why is she always holding his hand? I've seen them.
I thought the boy was trying to be nice to me the other day. Offered to carry my books, he did. Oh, charming, I thought.
Do you think we'll learn how to brew Amortentia? Strongest love potion, they say. Not that I care, you understand. I was just wondering.
All I can say is, don't look inside my notebooks.
Someone passed me a note in class with a heart on it. I went bright red.
Poor Susan in those second-hand robes. Looks like her grandmother in them. Smells like her too.
I want to play Quidditch professionally when I'm older. I'd make a marvellous chaser.
Wouldn't it be romantic to fly amongst the stars? Even Professor Shah might think so. Or not.
I hope I'm wealthy enough one day to buy every broom model at Spintwitches.
I just know we were finally going to win the Quidditch Cup this year.
Oh, I wish I could spend all day in flying. Should have been born a hippogriff.
No better feeling than the wind in your hair as you fly above the world on a broom.
Mystics are going out of style, I think. So many other ways to travel now.
I miss having my own bedroom. One of the girls in our room recites potion recipes in her sleep, another sings, and another mumbles incantations.
I thought it would be hard adjusting to sharing a room, but I rather enjoy the company.
I don't trust any of the boys. You find one venomous tentacular on your pillow and you don't soon forget.
I've seen the boys looking very sheepish lately.
I suppose one could smuggle a pet into the dormitory if one was willing to use a disillusionment charm. But is it worth it for a common cat?
The other girls and I were up all night reading letters from my secret admirer. They're very jealous of me, I'm sure.
I'm not entirely in agreement with what you're saying, but I do see your point.
I think rules against beasts in the dormitories should be enforced, just because it was a puff scheme.
I should like to retire to a small hamlet when I'm older. One just like Brockborough.
Patrick Redding is surprisingly somber, considering he runs a shop as fun as Honey.
I adore the hamlets near the coast. They're a bit damp, but ever so picturesque.
Life seems rather dull in the hamlets around here. I'd much rather live in a big city like London.
Rumour has it there's an abandoned manor near Bargentine. No one knows what happened to the family. I think I'll stay close to the castle.
Apparently Manry was having a bit of a poacher problem. I wonder if that's still the case.
Have you ever visited any of the hamlets outside of Hogsmeade? Some nice shops to be found.
Fear is weakness. I feel fear.
I can't believe she's seen the best one. And why should I be impressed anyway? Anyone can find a dead person to look at. She's a little liar.
Our neighbour at home knows someone who's related to the inventor of Skelligro. It's true. Limfrid of Stinchcombe his name was.
I tried a knee reversal hex on that small Hufflepuff. I found it rather boring, although, in all fairness, it only partially worked, which did look awfully strange.
Why would I want to hear what you're good at?
Tried to summon the pepper at dinner last week and dropped a pudding into our prefect's lab. Not sure who felt it more, me or her.
When Howin said draw a thestral, how was I to know you don't draw it next to a dead body?
When someone says something nice to you, it's only because they want something.
He said I had a complexion like a hippocampus egg. Fancy saying that. I think it's because I don't sleep well.
I dropped one of the crystal balls in divination. Shattered everywhere. I was mortified. I will say that Professor and I seemed much calmer than I expected. Still, not ideal.
Accidentally levitated Professor Roman's sandwich once. He was fine about it. Actually complimented me on my work.
Natty doesn't seem to mind having her mother as a teacher at all. I'd hide in my common room if it were me.
In Transfiguration, I switched the writing ink with proper writings. I thought it to be funny, and it was. To me.
Is Lower Hogsfield still dealing with that nasty goblin? Can't have been good for business.
Thomas Brown knows more about books than anyone. Well, perhaps not Madam Scribner, but anyone else, I'd say.
I hear Upper Hogsfield is lovely. Or was it Lower Hogsfield? Well, both Hogsfields.
I should like to retire to a small hamlet when I'm older. One just like Brockborough.
I'd like to shop in the hamlet. I'm too afraid to venture out alone with all that's going on.
I adore the hamlets near the coast. They're a bit damp, but ever so picturesque.
It must be difficult to live in those remote hamlets with the Ashwinders running about.
Patrick Redding is surprisingly somber, considering he runs a shop as fun as Honeydukes.
I can't even cast Lumos for 2 seconds to do a bit of late-night reading without my dorm mates getting riled up.
And the boys don't make it any easier. The noise from their dormitory, you'd think they were sleeping next to mandrakes.
I've taken to studying during the day.